Anyone? All right, and you need to remove your hat. Yes. Oh, your hair is beautiful. I always tell people, beautiful. All right. But if you feel more comfortable with your hat on, you can wear it, but your hair is beautiful, okay? You're welcome. All right, everyone. Oh, they're with you? Okay, thank you. All right, everyone, these are the rules of the court. Please follow these rules because as you can see, this is a Monday. We want this Monday to be a great day because guess what? We're currently alive, so that's something to be happy about. So in order for this machine to run smoothly, sympathetically, empathetically, and humanely, everyone needs to follow these rules. Attorneys, listen to me carefully. If you have a client who's in custody, request that your client be brought out by the deputy. Your client needs to be brought out, whether you're getting a reset or not. So there's no need to talk to the coordinator, the clerk, but I'm just getting a reset because you don't know if I'm going to give you one or not. Number two, once you requested your client, do not leave the courtroom. We have a limited number of deputies. We have a lot of inmates, and for security reasons, only so many inmates can be in the box per deputy. So if you leave after requesting your inmate, you're being selfish to your colleagues. If your client wishes to speak to the court in a language other than English, we will need an interpreter, whether you speak the language or not. Again, ask the clerk or the coordinator, let them know you need an interpreter. Once you've requested an interpreter, do not leave the courtroom because we have a limited number of interpreters. Do not approach the clerk. Do not approach the coordinator for a reset or a continuance or to be excused. I'm the only person who can do that. The court reporter is here. I say this all the time, but for my birthday, this is what I want, or should I say birth month, because I celebrate the entire month, as everyone should do. This is what I want you all to give me for my birthday. When we are on the record, do not approach the clerk or the coordinator and do not stand behind the court reporter. Do not talk in the box behind the court reporter because it makes it difficult for her to hear. And please do not gather around the court reporter and place your items on her desk. Can you imagine if you're at your office and somebody just starts standing around you and talking around you? It doesn't feel great. So that's what I would like for my birthday, for everyone to follow those rules. Someone is going to jury trial today. So if you're working on an agreement, it needs to be done today and it needs to be done with haste because we're calling up a panel and someone is going to jury trial today. Criminal trial division, they are there with their files. Family violence are with their files there. Here's another birthday gift I'm asking you for. If you all could please, because flu season, pneumonia season is on the uptick, if you'll just grab your file and place it on the desk, they're going to call you in the order of appearance. Just put it down there, have a seat instead of everybody rushing around the attorneys. Just do that. Guess what? Everybody has somewhere else to be. Everybody has something that's super important in their life. But if we do this, then we can move along swiftly and easily. All right? So I know everybody's going to give me those birthday gifts. I thank you in advance. Everyone, please confer. All right. All right, Brennan Short.
Judge, he's in federal custody. May we approach this?
Yes.
Tell me when you're ready, Your Honor.
Oh, I am ready.
Judge, the state has made me an offer this morning on Mr. Short. He's serving a very long sentence in federal custody. I don't know if the court would entertain bringing him back in absentia for a plea. I don't.
We can do that. I don't think they do Zoom. Normally, are they doing Zoom in federal? Yeah, they won't do Zoom. So if there is no objections, but you have to have the appropriate paperwork for him to plead in absentia.
Right. Right. So I guess. But if we can't do Zoom, then what are our alternatives? Just bring them back
We can
here.
have him bench warrant it back.
Or,
I've requested it back already, Judge, through ours, and then I think also through, I don't know if we had to do it through. Okay, so I have an email, a note that I did request it from our clerk,
Okay,
and so it should have been requested the last time you were here. I don't know. when
well,
that
he's
was,
still
but-
where he's at. so-
Yeah.
all right, so let's do this. Let's recall it in December. And if he's here sooner than that, we
Sure.
can let you know, we can bring him back sooner.
Well, if he
So-
gets here sooner, Judge, I'm gonna come to court and ask for a date, so.
All right, so y'all want to try for December 9th?
That's fine, Judge.
That's fine.
All right, Norma, on Brennan Short, we're gonna put him down for December 9th.
Appreciate you.
And can you check with the jail to see what the status is on his return? All right,
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate you.
Oh, excuse me, Pat.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, could you all do an acknowledgement of discovery if that hasn't been done?
Yes,
Uh,
I'll find
Okay,
Jason.
Tony, could you do an acknowledgement of discovery on Brennan Short?
Yes, ma'am, I'll do it right now.
All right, thank you.
They took me for coffee. Did you have brothers
Yep.
and sisters?
Yeah, two brothers.
Okay, well, when we were young, this joke would go around, but so we didn't have any money.
Mhm.
So we would like pick up soda bottles or whatever
We
we
did
could
that too, yeah.
and to share a soda.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So we would take them to this candy store
Mhm.
and get a soda.
Mhm.
And we'd say, well, half and half.
Mhm.
So I said, well, if you don't mind, I'll go first.
Yeah.
I drank the whole thing. My brother said, Ed, what? We were supposed to split half and half. I said, yeah, but my half was on the bottom.
Oh, that's funny.
You said you were gonna.
But yeah, it's a shame that they don't have that anymore. But yeah, we would get the bottles and you could take them and get money for
You
it.
get 2 cents for most soda bottles and 3 if they were like 16 ounces or bigger. Like what I forget what they were then, Mountain Dew or lemon.
Oh, and then we used to always see you would get more money if it was in New York. We're like, why can't we be in New York?
But man, if you had a penny or two in your pocket after that, and you could buy some candy, you would have.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that's all you had.
Oh, yeah. Those were the days.
But
The younger people will never know.
wouldn't even understand it.
No.
They wouldn't understand it.
Oh, we
were
love
looking
that.
for soda bottles and trash in the
Mhm.
street just to buy a piece of penny candy.
Yeah. It's exciting because you felt like you were getting something for free,
Yeah.
All right, Joe Ramos. All right, so just one moment. State family violence, is there a special division that handles the online solicitation?
I do believe that would be special crimes, Your Honor, but I could look up the case here and let you know.
All right, it's Joe Ramos. I'm gonna take care of this, but I want the rec prosecutor down. All right, so just have a seat and we'll take it up.
I got a present on your birthday. They did dismiss Douglas Stevens.
Oh, wow.
Thank you for your efforts.
Sure. No, that case, I don't know why it kept hanging around. I'm like,
And Dukes.
oh, yeah. Yeah.
I know, that's why I said thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
And
You know,
happy
the law is
birthday.
the law.
I know.
Yeah. That was a very, very interesting case.
So, ready? Yep,
Yes.
it was. So it's what I'm assuming that just rolled
Okay.
over.
Yes.
It's just a motion to withdraw. She just wanted me to bring that to your attention. She didn't know if she needed to get.
Well, if they're gonna stand in for the prosecutor, then we can go forward on it.
Okay.
All right.
So everybody's.
Okay, why do I have this on Alisa Hernandez?
She's out here, Your Honor.
Ah, thank you. All right, let me know whenever you're ready. Oh, all right, Alisa Hernandez. Hello,
No, thanks.
how are you doing today?
Good.
All right, let me just pull up your case. All right, so, Ms. Abrams, this is Alisa Hernandez. Where are we on the evaluations?
Judge, as reported to the court last week, she has an appointment on 11/26 to complete the Tacoma part of the mental health evaluation.
Mhm.
So that's where we are, Judge. And that's with the Center for Healthcare Services.
Okay.
That's on 11/26.
All right, so I wanted you brought over, and I'd like to do these updates because I don't want people to be lost. Sometimes the ball gets dropped, right? So they're telling me that the final evaluation you have will be on November 26th. And I'm just trying to make sure you get to the right place you're supposed to be so that you'll be able to successfully complete this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, counsel, I'll recall it for after that date so that we can make sure that that was completed and we can find out what they deem is the best placement for her.
Right.
So, Vashan, when do you want to bring it back?
Due to that week being a holiday, I would ask that we either bring it back on the 5th or the 9th.
All right, counsel, the 5th or the 9th.
5.
All right, so we're going to bring you back on December 5th to make sure all the testing is done. They should have the results in and we'll have a placement for you, okay?
Okay.
All right, do you have any other questions? All right, thank you so much for your patience.
Just keep working hard, okay? Just keep doing your job. All right. Let me take these. Okay. Have a
Thank
nice
you.
birthday.
All right, thank you. Have a good one. All right, Joe Ramos. And who's the prosecutor who will take this motion to withdraw it?
Your Honor, I did email the unit to see if they would like you to stand in for them. I just haven't received a response back.
All right, then just give us 2 more minutes. Thank you. Raymond Alejandro. Hello,
Hey, good morning, Judge.
good morning. Yes,
We're just coming to announce for trial
all right, we'll have a jury up here at 11.
at 11. Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Oh, and Matthew, on this case, there's only 1 count, correct? And is your client eligible or no?
According to the indictment, yes, if it's,
Okay,
if it's going to be proven as far as the facts that I see, probably not.
okay, all right. I just wanted to know because sometimes I don't know all of the facts of the case.
Yes.
So,
But according to the indictment, yes, he could be.
okay, all right then. Thank you. Hi, how's it going?
Good. I see you have all the flowers for your birthday, for your birth month.
Yeah,
I have a client on Zoom apparently that is I'm here for Harold, Uribe.
let me give you the Zoom link because he's not on.
Oh, he's not, okay.
Yeah.
Cause I think he has been approved for pretrial diversion, but I think you wanted him to appear, so he's
Yes.
on Zoom, okay.
And if you'll have them pull his file too.
Okay, and then where do I get the Zoom link?
Oh, I'm gonna give it to you.
Oh,
right
okay,
now.
okay. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, so you want me to log on too with him and
Oh, you can just stand here and
Okay.
just have him zoom in and I'll give him his
Okay.
reset.
let me make sure that he knows there's no password or anything?
No.
To get on? Okay. We'll go do it real quick.
Hi, you're here.
Yes.
All right, John Ramos.
It's Joe.
Oh, Joe, I'm so sorry. The paperclip was hiding it and I just made assumptions, which I tell people, never make assumptions. All right, court is calling CM 113971, State of Texas versus Joe Maria Ramos. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Kristen Mulliner,
defense?
Shannon Kitepel.
And are you Mr. Ramos?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Ramos, your your attorney has filed a motion to withdraw. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
All right, do you have any objections to your attorney withdrawing from this case?
No.
All right, state, do you have any objections to the motion to withdraw?
No.
All right, the motion to withdraw will be granted. You're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Ramos, do you need an attorney appointed to represent you or are you going to hire one?
I'm gonna hire.
All right, how much time do you need to hire an attorney? All right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to recall this for Norma. If you can recall this for December 9th. All right. So that gives you more than a month to hire an attorney. You'll need to come in on that date with an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form and then you're excused. All right, thank you. Yes, thank you for coming down. Good to see you. All right, thank you. Just give me one moment. Stand right there. Just give me a second, okay? Hello, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Your attorney has medical issues, so we're gonna have to reset your case. And we're gonna reset your case for 2 weeks. If you'll recall this case, we're gonna recall it for November 21st. If your attorney is able to come in before that, we'll bring you back, okay?
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much.
All right, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am, I actually spoke to him yesterday, so I was just anticipating this.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Catherine Aguilar. All right, could I see Amanda Moula? Hello.
Hello.
So anyway, the state has filed a motion to dismiss your case. They're saying they're dismissing it because of missing witness. So I don't know anything about the facts of your case, but whatever brought you here, if there's some anger issues, is there something else going on in this case? You need to correct that. Otherwise, you'll be back here. You understand? All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you, Your
welcome.
Honor. Be excused.
Yes.
Take care, Judge.
All right. Thank you. And Norma, was Gomez on the docket this morning? Joe?
It was supposed to be.
Oh, no problem.
I just added him for today.
Okay. Mario Vargas? Hi.
Madison off of docket matter. We were set on last Thursday for probation hearing. I think to address restitution,
Yes.
I was sick in bed and I called Norma
Yes.
and she said she'd let me know. It got reset for this Thursday where I have a CLE, all day CLE, so I didn't know if you would be able to entertain it on this Wednesday or any day next week.
All right. Should I do that for an Aggie? I don't know. You know, you disappoint me. First you break our hearts
And then.
and then you
South
don't.
Carolina.
Yeah, I'm like,
And they were tough.
yeah. All right. So which date are you asking for?
Any day next week, I guess oh, we do have court Monday, right? Or Veterans Day? We off Veterans Day?
Yeah.
Okay,
We can do it the 12th
12.
or the 14th.
How about the 14th? Yes.
All right.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you very, very much.
you're welcome. Let me put it in the system. And you'll notify your client?
Okay. I know right now. Would you like me to take the file to the clerks or she'll?
Oh, just one second. I have to put it in the system. So what CLE do you all have?
It's a 2-day DWI CLE at the Minger, the Stewart.
Oh, okay, stop by.
Yeah.
If we're not in trial, which, you know, we're probably gonna be in trial.
LSU Bama, is that this weekend? Is that this Saturday
Mhm.
in Tuscaloosa?
We'll see what happens. We still have a chance to be in the playoffs, so we shall see.
It's the address, date, and time, every Wednesday, hour and a half.
I mean, so she's remaining on GPS.
Yeah, yeah, she's-
Asking for permission to go to CPS.
To go into the CPS, there's an
Okay.
address, yeah, yeah.
Just-
CPS for supervised
If that's the
visits.
case, we go to the actual CPS. I mean, we're not opposed to that.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thanks, Ashley. But the police people. Because, well, the female victim is allegedly made threats with a will kill your baby. The baby died the same day as assault. And you're complaining as bro.
Let me just put this in the system.
Sure. No, it should have been e-filed this morning, but
Okay. Oh, you know, it gets lost.
I know. I had my secretary do it this morning. And we're still on for the 18th.
Yes.
In about less than 2 weeks.
Oh,
Today the
yeah.
4th, 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll be celebrating tomorrow.
Hey. All right. So if you'll make sure the clerks get it.
Okay,
Thank you.
we're signed.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Heredia, Shannon,
Monica,
Isidor Heredia.
Monica Guerrero represented a guy who was in a wheelchair.
Oh, yeah, I heard.
the whole time at the jail, all through trial, they make accommodations for wheelchair. Jury gives him the rest of his life in prison. He goes into Sally Port and faults runner.
Except Brennan. I'm telling you, it was straight out of a soap opera, right?
I mean, it was a scheme he planned all along.
Yeah,
And
it took commitment.
yeah, yeah. And they caught him over at the sushi ushi.
Ah, sushi.
Is he, yeah, somewhere like that.
Oh,
The sushi place.
yeah.
Monica goes, well, somebody, man, that's not my guy. My guy's on a wheelchair.
All right, are the parties ready on Heredia? Who's the prosecutor on Isidor Heredia? All right, everyone, we're gonna go on the record. Court is calling 2024 CR 6568, State of Texas versus Isidor Heredia. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Your Honor.
Defense.
Suzanne Kramer for Mr. Heredia.
And are you Mr. Heredia?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're here for sentencing. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
And the TAP evaluation, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes.
Any objections to either state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No.
All right, you applied for deferred adjudication. You entered a plea of no contest on September 17th. According to your plea bargaining agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 15 years in the prison. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon, and the state is opposed to your application. Are there any witnesses from either side? State?
No, state.
Defense?
No, Judge.
All right, defense.
Yes, Judge. He has been to prison once before. It was back in 2017 for an ag assault deadly weapon, as you can see from the report. One of the good things I saw when I was going through this PSI, which you don't normally see, is that he is very motivated for treatment, full-on safety. If you read the facts of this case, because of his drug and alcohol, primarily drugs, but some alcohol use on this particular day, he really does not remember the offense. His birthday was the next day. That's also the anniversary date of his grandmother's death, who he was very close to. He does live and would live with his grandfather, should you see fit to give him deferred. I know that it's an ask because he's been to prison once before. His misdemeanor history is, he's got, I think, a DWI conviction, and maybe an assault married conviction from a while ago. But if he goes to safety, that's like a good 9-month hit of intensive treatment that I think would serve him much better than going to prison, where he's not, even if he did therapeutic community, it's not going to do him as well. And clearly he needs, he's never really gotten any help from the system. He just went to prison on that ag assault. Looks like he did get deferred initially, but he wasn't really getting any kind of help. And I have talked to him. He has always accepted responsibility for this offense. He never did want a trial. He knew that he did wrong, which I think shows that we might be able to actually get him the help that he needs so that he can get his life together. He goes to prison again. I'm not so sure he's going to get out, and with any of the help he needs, it's going to be just, I think, setting himself up to fail. Is there anything you would like to let the judge know?
You want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Go ahead, Edgar.
All right, what would you like to say?
I mean, I know I messed up, Your Honor. I understand that, but I mean, I already been to prison. I feel like if I go back, that's really just not gonna do anything but help me. It's just really gonna send me in a spiral. I mean, when I was on probation, I never got any help that I needed. I always wanted help. I struggled with doing drugs. When I lost my grandmother on my birthday, that kind of hurt. And then soon after, I lost my little brother who I initially grew up with. So it kind of sent me in a spiral. And then in prison time, I lost my son to CPS because the mother of my child was on drugs and didn't really want to try to get my son back. So that really hurt him. And the only support that I have is my mother, my father, and a good friend. He's still by my side no matter what. He's encouraging me every day to do good and wants to see me do good. But I never had any type of help. I would really appreciate if I can get any type of help.
So you're telling me when you were on deferred adjudication, they didn't give you any help? Because according to what I'm reading from the criminal history, you were on deferred adjudication for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. There was a motion to revoke file. Now, I'm making assumptions. Usually when there's a motion to revoke that's filed, that means that they're alleging that you violated some conditions. And whatever condition you violate, they are supposed to address that if they're continuing you, address that. For example, if there's a drug issue, then they'll address it by giving you drug rehab. If there is an anger issue, they'll address it by giving you a class on anger management. So you're telling me none of that was done?
No, I was on class doing a BIP bad intervention program class.
Mhm.
And for them alternating my days of class, which kind of gave me a revoke.
So you're saying they gave you BIP?
Yeah.
So this aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, that was against a relative or a family member? All right, and then you had the possession less than 28 grams. You were given deferred adjudication for that. And you were revoked. So you're telling me in all the time that you were on probation in those two instances, nobody offered you any help?
On the bad, and when I was on probation for the 6 years, they were supposed to send me to ISF, but due to COVID, they never sent me to none of those.
Okay.
And just as an aside, Judge, he's only, I think,
Oh, well, I'm sorry, just 1 second. Do you have any questions for him?
No.
State, do you have any questions? All right. So,
he's 28 now. So when all of these other offenses were happening, looks like it to be about 8 to 10 years ago, he was very young. And it really didn't have any, probably the emotional or the brain development to really have taken advantage of whatever he might have been able to take advantage of. But he's older now, much more mature, looking at 30. And I think he would take this seriously. Of course, if you so chose to give him deferred and he goes to safety and he doesn't comply with their rules, back he comes, and you can obviously send him to prison then, but I would like to see if maybe we could give him that chance.
all right, so here's my question. My understanding, your attorney is saying that you were going through some things. So according to the facts of this case, you're offering to buy an item for someone, is that correct?
I don't recall, but if it says yes.
No, I mean, it's saying that somebody set up to buy an item. I don't know if this was on offer up or whatever it was on, but the person arrives to sell his item and then a weapon is pulled on them. It was agreed that the purchase price would be $500. And then you pretended to reach in your pocket for money to pay. And then instead you pulled out a knife and pressed it to the victim's ribs and told the victim you were going to steal the phone. And then you had the wherewithal to change, I guess, I'm from the 70s where you had CBs and stuff. So you changed your handle from what it previously was to the P word. So, I mean, you had the wherewithal, even though, you're saying you had drug-induced issues, you still had the wherewithal to go in and change your account name and everything. And you had the wherewithal to reach out to someone to make a plan to buy an item from them and then set up a place to meet. But you're saying all of this was in a drug-induced haze?
Yes, sir.
Do you see how that sounds?
I see how it sounds. Well, at the time I was doing Xanax, and Xanax, when I do them, it was causing blackouts in and out. So I really don't remember.
And then see, the thing for you not to remember, because you're telling me you're not remembering, obviously something happened that made you remember because you went in to change your name, your handle, from where you had previously reached out to this person.
And Judge, of course, I'm not a psychologist,
Yes.
obviously by any stretch. But I mean, over all of the years, I think while if he's in a drug induced and he can't remember anything later, I don't think that necessarily means that at the time he wasn't able to function and, obviously do what he did. He
Mhm.
just doesn't recall it later once the drugs and the alcohol were off.
Okay, all right. Thanks for explaining that. I appreciate that. All right. I just don't think you're appropriate candidate for deferred adjudication. So I'm not going to grant your application. I'm going to find you guilty. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. I'll ask for the therapeutic community because of your history. They may not place you in that. I have no authority to force them to place you there, but I do know if you don't ask for it, they definitely will not do it. I'll put in the judgment therapeutic community.
Thank you, Judge.
There's to be no contact with Daniel, Anthony. All right, now let's speak to time. According to the plea bargain agreement, it's cap of 15. State you're asking for 15. All right, defense.
Well, of course, Judge, I'm going to be asking for less than that. I think he went 6 years on the last stint, possibly. So I was telling him that I would ask you if you would possibly be willing to consider 8. Should you not be willing to grant the deferred?
All right. All right, the court is going to sentence you to 15 years in the prison. I'll give you credit for any time served. All right, we can go off the record. This is what I want you to understand. I take no joy in sending anyone to prison. I am still hopeful that you will do well. I know that 15 years is a lot of time. Any day that you spend in custody, even if it's an hour, it's a lot of time. I understand that. But you're going to have to change your ways because otherwise what's going to end up happening is you're going to find yourself spending the rest of your life at the prison. And when you look at your history, if you pick up a new case, people are going to see that history and your minimum is 25 years. And the law is the law. However, if you end up going to prison for 30 years, when it comes time for you to go to parole, they're going to look at your criminal history and they may be inclined to let you sit there for the full 30 years. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so there's still a chance for you to improve yourself, to get your life together. So while you're at the prison, there are plenty of programs that are there for you. Read, get an education. They will give you an education for free. If you don't have your GED, get your GED. Work on improving yourself and do not become institutionalized. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you, Judge. Maybe be excused.
Yes. Kevin Wright. Right, so my understanding, you all are requesting jury trial, correct?
That is correct.
All right, how long do y'all expect this trial to last?
3 days.
All right, I need a jury trial setting, criminal trial division, 2 to 3 days. All right, so you're gonna come back on December 2nd for jury trial. You'll be brought over dressed in whatever civilian clothing you have at the jail. If you wish to be attired in something other than what you have, you need to speak with your attorney and do a clothing exchange. Do you understand? All right, and state on this case, do you have a acknowledgement of discovery? Has that been completed?
Judge, I have a special setting on the 175th on that date.
All right, we'll see what happens.
It's a murder case, though.
Okay, it's all right. No discovery, yeah.
All right, so if you all can get an acknowledgement of discovery done, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Darin Johnson.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
All right, we're gonna get you a jury trial date.
Yeah.
How long do you expect this trial to last?
Probably 4 days, Your Honor.
4 days? All right, we shall see. All right, Norma, Darin Johnson recalled for December 2nd for jury trial. All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Judge Boyd,
All right.
have a pleasant birthday.
Oh, thank you so much, and thank you. You always dress appropriately for court. I
Thank you,
appreciate
Judge.
that. Thank
Be
you.
excused.
Once you sign the reset form, just have a seat and your attorney will bring the form to you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Jenny Tim. Who's the attorney for Jenny Tim? All right, come forward. All right, where are we on discovery? Ms. Ferguson? Recall this for December 5th for discovery. All right, once you sign the reset form, you'll be excused. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court and being on time.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes. All right, Steve Chavarria. All right. Yes.
All right, Your Honor, today we had the setting, I believe, on our last setting on this case. You gave us a little bit of time for me to further review the discovery. There's 81 videos in this. I have reviewed all 81 videos in this matter.
Awesome.
Thank you. Two things that are missing in this that I have discussed with the state. However, they have put out an offer, and I believe on our last setting, you said, well, because this is such an older case that you would give him a very limited time for him to consider any offer. I will say that he is strongly considering the offer that the state has put out there, but he doesn't want to make a decision on this today. So
Okay.
defense is fine with a very, very short reset on this, Judge. We don't need a whole lot of time, maybe even just a week.
All right.
If I may,
Yes.
the discovery issue that I need to investigate part of that is 2024-0009-465. A witness states that Mr. Javaria left the location with 2 methods of funds. Whoever made that statement is not specified, and I need to try to determine who that is. On 2024-007367, there may or may not go ahead or an officer initiated an detention of Mr. Javaria, and if there is, it needs to be produced, and if there isn't, I would like to know why it is.
All right. Your plea deadline date is November 12th.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you.
All right, maybe we be excused.
Yes.
All right.
Norma, this is Steve Chavaria, plea deadline date, November 12th. Edgar Aguilar. Hi. Hi. Hello. Good morning. So on this case, we need a jury trial date.
Correct.
Was the sanity evaluation?
Everything is good to go. He's been advised with immigration. The only thing is he's not dressed for trial.
Okay. All right. Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date. How long do y'all expect this trial to last?
3 days?
3 days.
All right, we'll come back on December 2nd. You'll be brought over, dressed for trial in whatever attire you have at the jail. If you wish to be dressed in something different, you'll need to speak to your attorney and do a clothing exchange. If there's an issue with the clothing exchange, let the court know and we'll see if we can help expedite that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, in this case, has the acknowledgement of discoveries been completed?
It probably has in the past. I'm not sure. Would that be in the court's file?
No, I don't have it in mind.
Okay, we can do another one.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Do you have any questions, sir?
No.
All right, thank you.
Discovery.
All right, awesome. All right, are the parties ready on Domitilo Montoya Arenas? And is this an application for deferred?
It is, Your Honor.
All right, probation, this is an application. Court is calling 2024 CR 0109335 State versus Domitilo Montoya Arenas. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ashley Jones for the state.
Efrain Torres Jr. for Mr. Domitilo Montejo Arenas.
And are you Mr. Arenas?
Yes.
All right, we have an interpreter here. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
My name is Catalina Delgado, Your Honor.
All right, so guys, please don't talk behind the court reporter. Just ask the deputy to move you down to the other end. We're off the record. My birthday has been ruined. People didn't follow the rules. Nathaniel, I'm shocked at you. It's heartbreaking. All right, we're gonna pretend like that didn't happen. We're gonna start it all over. Everybody's following the rules. We're back on the record. Could you state your name for the record?
My name is Catalina Delgado, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Arenas, all the documents I'm going to review with you are in English. Were those explained to you in Spanish?
Yes.
And counsel, do you speak Spanish?
Fluent, Your Honor.
I know you do, but do you do?
I do.
All right. Counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
We have, Your Honor.
Did you review it with your client?
We did.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Did you understand you're charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon? That is a second-degree felony, range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
C.
Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. Did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
C.
Yes.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
C.
Yes.
Are you a US citizen?
No.
No.
Counsel, have you had a chance to consult with your client the impact this plea will have on his immigration status?
Judge, he actually spoke to an independent immigration attorney judge who actually visited him at the jail. He actually has his plea letter right here with him. He understands that he could potentially be put into deportation proceedings and potentially be deported. It's still his wish to move forward with his plea. And so he is aware of full range of consequences in regards to taking this plea.
All right, Mr. Arenas, did you understand by entering into this plea bargain agreement that you will be deported?
C.
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to proceed?
C.
Yes.
And did you have ample opportunity to speak with an immigration attorney?
C.
Yes.
And are you here legally?
No.
No.
All right, court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did y'all review the plea bargain agreement with your attorney?
C.
Yes.
According to the plea, there's a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
C.
Yes.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your supervision be for a term of 2 years. There'll be 40 hours of community service restitution, no contact with Carlos Sanchez, anger management, TAP evaluation, and follow all recommendations. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
C.
Yes.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
C.
Yes.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. So, question, why should I accept this offer? Where is the complainant?
Your Honor, this time the state has not had contact with me.
All right, and it appears that both parties involved are not citizens. From reading the report, that's what it seems to be to the court.
Correct, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
So are you telling me you're probably not going to be able to get in touch with the complainant?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You may be excused. All right. The court will sentence you to a $1,500 fine if there's no objection to proceed with sentencing.
No objection.
That will be probated. 3 years deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. You're not allowed to re-enter the United States. And I'm assuming there's probably going to be an ICE hold or something.
I think there currently is one.
All right. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. It appears that Carlos Sanchez is his nephew.
Correct.
So I'll do a no contact order with Carlos Sanchez. If he appears in the United States and wishes to address that, he can. So there'll be no contact. I'll do anger management. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. Probation. I don't expect Mr. Arenas to be back in the United States. So if he is arrested for arriving back in the United States, then that will be a violation of his probation. So there are no other conditions for me to add unless there is something you wish to have added. All right, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You
Thank
may
you,
be
Anna.
excused.
Your beautiful flowers, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You know, me too.
Judge, may I approach on?
Just give me a moment. I have to do
Sure.
double duty now. I have
Okay,
to
yes.
put notes in.
Okay.
All right, who do you have?
I have Alex Miasek.
All right, yes.
I guess, Judge, he is set for, I think a plea deadline was, I think, today.
Yes.
I was gonna ask for just a few more weeks because the state did send some other discovery on some at-large cases that we are just reviewing and have not had a chance to review yet.
Okay, is he here today?
He's here, yeah.
All right, Mr. Miasek, come
We are
forward.
leaning towards the plea on this one, but we want to make sure we have all of our bases covered on watching all of looking at all the other discovery in it.
All right, so I am going to recall this for November 14th. That will be your final chance to enter into a plea deadline date. Do you understand? All right, thanks for dressing appropriately for court. Ms. Ferguson, Miasek is coming back on the 14th. State, that's the final plea deadline date.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, you may want to probably text. We're here on a violation report.
Yes, Judge.
All right. So what are you all going to be asking for before we go on the record? All right, we're going to go on the record. Court is calling NIMAG number 755032, State of Texas versus Dirklin Davie. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense.
Monica Anna Guerrero for Dirklin Davie.
All right, so we're here on a violation report. This is the 6th violation report, and it has to do with skipped retests. All right. So it's obvious to the court, he is with outpatient treatment.
Yes,
With lifetime.
outpatient with lifetime.
Obviously, he needs inpatient treatment. The state is asking for a bond increase. You want to address that?
We don't think a bond increase will address Mr. Davie's addiction. I would agree he does need more help. He is on track with his AA meetings every single day with outpatient. He says he's on the phone 2 to 3 times a week, around 3 hours. He's really addressing his alcohol problem, but it's a process and it's a problem, and he's making the steps. He admits that he has made this mistake. He fully
No, I mean, he's making bad choices.
had choices.
So here's the thing.
Mhm.
Either his bond is getting increased or he's going into inpatient treatment with lifetime recovery.
Okay.
So,
We
Yes.
have discussed that possibility. My personal recommendation or request to the court was going to be to add a scram to him as an additional measure to what he's already doing. But if the court is requiring inpatient, I talked to Mr. Davie, he's not saying no to it. His concern is that he is a sole provider for his family. His wife just had back surgery on October the 15th. So that puts them in a situation where the family does not have any income coming in. But on the alternative, Mr. Davie does not want to go to jail where he's not going to receive any help with his
all right,
alcohol
so he
addiction.
has 2 choices because this is the 6th violation report and all his violations have to do with alcohol. And what the court has done is the court has slowly addressed, well, not slowly, but the court has addressed each violation. And I didn't immediately start with inpatient treatment. I started with outpatient treatment and it's not helping. So that tells me he needs something more. So what I would suggest is that someone gets on the phone and call Lifetime Recovery and see how long it would take them to process him into their inpatient treatment program.
Okay.
So this is me trying to help you, Mr. Davie, and also protect the public. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so just remain in the courtroom. Your attorney is going to call Lifetime Recovery
Yes.
and we will see if they're able to accept you. They should be. So if you'll call them immediately and we'll recess this for now and we'll see what the response is.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's perfect.
Oh, thank you. And thank you so much for dressing appropriately for court. You always do though.